Welcome to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. Thank you for joining me an hour earlier than normal. Sometimes I'm committed to doing it at 12 noon, and sometimes things just get in the way. So rather than not have one, I'm going to do it. And I was actually going to talk on one of my chapters in my book about we're the creator of our story, and I think I'll do that next week. Recognizing you're the author of your story. But today, I just thought this would be really cool. I was on a Zoom call today, and someone was acknowledging me for how I handled a really tricky situation, and I just remembered, I'm in a course, and one of the tips is called "They Are Not Responding to You." So I just thought I'd share that. So in the meantime, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Wendy Bergen. I'm a successful transformational solution coach. I'm an expert at zeroing in on what's holding you back and having you unlock your full potential. I am also an author of 2 books, Living Your Passion with James Malinchak and some other thought leaders in the world. And I'm also the best-selling author of Getting Unstuck. And it's Getting Unstuck with Wendy Bergen. And it's 30 ways to turn your limiting barriers into clarity, freedom, and power. Hi, Jamelia. Thanks for watching. So it's great to have you here. If you could just put a like or something, that would be great. Anyways, why I decided to talk on they are not responding to you is I had a situation earlier this week where I was working with a group of people, and the person was off. And so I just said, "You're a little off here," and they called me the B word in front of everybody and continued to berate me. And what I really got was them calling me that name was totally inappropriate. I was ready to just like, okay, this is my Zoom meeting. I don't think I'm going to tolerate this. And but we were working together collaboratively on something as a team, and what the person was responding to, like they called me the B word, and then they said, like, "What are you asking that question for? You think I'm not smart enough?" And right away I got that they were reacting to me asking a question because they thought they weren't confident themselves, so they were like reacting to like they weren't smart enough, and it had nothing to do with that at all, right? Like I was asking the question because I was curious, because I just supported someone that very day or the day before in that area. And so anyways, it was really dicey there for a couple of minutes. They kept really being quite rageful, and I just kept saying that's, they thought I was reacting because of their color, and they thought I was reacting because they weren't smart enough, and it had nothing to do with that. And I stood in the face of that and just kept validating their thoughts, and at one point they said, "You shouldn't even said that," and I said, "You're absolutely correct. Maybe I shouldn't have." And even though really I could have said what I said, but regardless, their reaction was it wasn't anything to do with me. And I'm glad I stayed in that conversation without defending myself, and it de-escalated, and finally the person stopped roaring, and the group, we were able to align and move forward. But and then about 20 minutes later, that person apologized to me in front of everybody and said they weren't reacting. They shared what they were reacting to, and it had absolutely nothing to do with me. And so my invitation, why I'm sharing that, is then today, I was on another team, and one of the members that was on this team had been on that other team. The other ones hadn't been today. And they acknowledged how powerful I handled that it gave her some access to dealing with angry people, including, it was an angry man at me. But it was like it gave her this ability to be able to see that if you don't react and don't respond defensively, don't justify, just listen for what's next to be said so that something doesn't escalate, some miracles can happen, and you can walk away with your dignity. And so I wanted to bring that up because sometimes we react like to our spouses or our children or co-workers, or we'll get on the defense and like, how dare you talk to me that way, or we'll go, that's a boundary. Well, yeah, and it could be a boundary, but like that's gonna in that moment, is that going to create a wall, or can you discuss it later, the inappropriateness? Does it have to be handled in that moment when the person who is reacting truly is not responding to you? Even if they think so. You know, because I had another incident this week where someone said some not really kind words to me, and it's a relative, and I didn't say very much at the moment, but afterwards I went to my couch and I broke down. I went, you know, and she just said, Wendy, they're not responding to you. They're deflecting. And what had happened is they had done something that was inappropriate, and I made some requests of them. I invited them to look at how they were being, and rather than own what they had done didn't work, they brought up a bunch of stuff from the past that I had done that didn't work. And so nothing got resolved about the issue that we were dealing with right then and there. And because I took it personal, I lost my power. Like, I didn't say anything, but I was left with no power. And what I realized afterwards, that they weren't responding to me, they were responding again to their own feelings of inadequacy. So they had to deflect and make it all about me rather than be responsible for what they were doing that wasn't working. So, you know, it can be crazy making sometimes, that when people deflect and, you know, they'll be doing something that is inappropriate, you say anything, and then they make it all about you. And again, my invitation is to look at, they are not responding to you. And what's interesting, because I didn't text, I didn't, with the second issue, with the person bringing up past stuff that I had done that didn't work for them, I was able to, within minutes, get my power back and just see that they had deflected. And I'm going to make some requests of them that we still haven't dealt with this issue, and that the only way we're going to create a solution is if we stay on topic. And if they have anything else they want to discuss with me, that will have to be in another conversation. And they will do what they do with that. But I just thought I'd do that today, because it's like we're coming up to Thanksgiving, and then there's going to be family gatherings, and there's always usually one and sometimes two people in a family that, you know, they can scratch, you know, they can, just a minute here, they can irritate each other, or there's a little bit of conflict sometimes. And my invitation is not, you don't have to step over everything, but you don't have to say things sometimes either. Like if someone's reacting, maybe the biggest gift you can get is put in front of you. They are not responding to me, and they're hurting. And hurt people can hurt people, and healthy people can heal people. They are not responding to you. So I'm just going to leave you at that. I'm going to share. I have like my Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. You can go on Amazon. It's in paperback on Amazon and digital on Amazon. And it's digital on Tolino, Kobo, Apple, Barnes & Noble, Overdrive, 24 Symbols. And the book is called Getting Unstuck, 30 Ways to Turn Your Limiting Barriers into Clarity, Freedom, and Power. Powerful book. It's a self-help book. And the other thing is, if you found any of this interesting, or you're dealing with something that you're challenged with, I give complimentary, a gift from me to you is a 30-minute discovery session where we'll discuss at least one area where you're lacking power or you're feeling stopped, and I will give you at least one tip to move forward. And if you take that coaching, you will move forward, I promise you. So that's my complimentary gift to you. Thank you for being on here, and I'm going to be speaking at the Art Gallery today in Vancouver today on the 27th of Sunday. I'm going to be speaking about saving our children, and it starts at 2 and I think it goes to 5. I'm going to be one of I don't know how many speakers, and share a little about my story and how I got my power back in life. So thank you very much for being here, and let's get you unstuck and have you thrive in life. Thanks so much, and I'm looking forward to next Sunday at 12 noon, Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. Bye now.